You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns. Very interesting scenarios emerging involving quarterbacks. No, not that quarterback. Not the quarterback from Colorado. Two other quarterbacks. One, a former first-round pick, and the other one, a potential pick, I would guess, at number 24 for the Cleveland Browns. And this is starting to gain more and more steam. There's starting to be more and more fire. Now, is this a smokescreen for trade purposes? I don't know. I mean, it's not like you'd want to be trying to throw other teams off scents of other players at 24. All right, at 6, I get it. Absolutely. They're not taking Tai Simpson at number 6. But at 24, that's about his range. I would say at number 16 with the Jets, from that point all the way through the end of the first round, you're officially going to be on Tai Simpson watch. Maybe even for a couple of teams that's got quarterbacks. Like you're going to be 16 Jets, I believe 21 Steelers, 24 Browns. A lot of these teams are going to be looking at him. He's got fantastic footwork, fantastic mechanics, way more athletic than people want to give him credit for, highly accurate. And then the question is, well, if the Browns draft him, is Shedeur Sanders traded during the draft? That 3-day process of the draft, would they just trade Shedeur? Because I would assume Andrew Berry would know, don't bring a rookie quarterback you drafted high into that scenario and subject him to the automatic destruction of him by a certain fan base. And I've told you, I'm rooting for Shedeur. He's not Tai Simpson. No, he's not. He's not as good as Tai Simpson as a prospect. You got one that was a 5th-round pick, another one that's getting drafted probably in the first round. NFL evaluators are telling you how they feel, okay, about these quarterbacks. So do you just automatically get him off the team? Because I don't think you do that. I think what would you roll with Deshaun Watson as a starter for a half a year or for the season and let Tai Simpson sit? And we haven't even gotten into J.J. McCarthy yet and the Browns. Those winds are blowing out there for the former Michigan Wolverine. Browns reporter Mary Kay Cabot of the Cleveland Plain Dealer recently indicated that at least some people associated with the franchise. So she's telling you, people associated with the Cleveland Browns are intrigued at the thought of adding Tai Simpson to a quarterback room occupied by Shedeur Sanders, fellow 2025 rookie Dylan Gabriel, and veteran Deshaun Watson. I think Sanders the odd man out there. I think they trade him, keep Dylan. Deshaun Watson starts. Dylan Gabriel's the backup. Tai Simpson's third. And then you slowly work him up the depth chart from there. I mean, Shedeur Sanders fans are losing their minds right now, but at that point, look, if they draft Tai Simpson, it's a wrap in Cleveland for Shedeur. They've just drafted a guy that they perceive, if they take a guy that high, as their franchise quarterback. Man, I can't wait to hear from Shedeur fans on this. What Browns allegedly like about Tai Simpson, quote, the Browns like Alabama quarterback Tai Simpson, but it remains to be seen if they like him enough to take him in the first round where he'll likely go, Cabot wrote. Simpson has only started 15 games all season, but exhibited some tantalizing traits, including quick processing, accuracy, arm strength, and mobility. If this kid had 30 starts, he'd probably be the number 1 overall pick. Or he'd be going number 2. He would be going, if he had 25, 30, 35, if he had 35 starts, look out. He'd be the first or second pick in the draft. Because he's got real skills. Tai Simpson made it known he's a big fan of Todd Monken, who recruited the signal caller while serving as OC quarterbacks coach at Georgia. While some think Simpson could slide all the way out of the first round, former NFL quarterback and current analyst Dan Orlovsky has suggested the perceived, quote, gap between Tai Simpson and quarterback Fernando Mendoza is not justified. The Raiders are widely expected to take Mendoza. ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr., thanks to Jets, could grab Simpson at number 16. So, there, and look, that's not, I can tell you right now, I may have a Jets video coming. All of a sudden, they are strangely scrambling to look at other quarterbacks in this draft. It leads me to believe that it's possible that Arch Manning and his family have already told the Jets, we're not playing for you. It's very odd what is going on with the Jets all of a sudden. So that leads us to J.J. McCarthy's trade value, ballparks, 5th round. We know Andrew Berry loves him some 5th round action. Quote, the Vikings have been attempting to tell everyone that Kyler Murray, would compete for the job. And up to this point, the assumption was that he would battle J.J. McCarthy. Quote, that would leave Carson Wentz as the number 3 quarterback, and it's difficult to believe he signed on March 19th to accept the role as backup to the backup. It's more likely Murray will open training camp as the starter with Carson Wentz behind him. A 5th-round pick has been a common compensation package for failed first-round quarterbacks. Philadelphia for Kenny Pickett. And, of course, then again, the Raiders also for Pickett again, involving the Browns. If McCarthy dips to QB3, it doesn't appear likely to move up. It would be hard to imagine his representation won't push for a trade out of Minnesota. The battle for the starting job in Cleveland currently consists of Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson, and Dylan Gabriel, none of whom have ever played for new head coach Todd Monken. McCarthy would have a clean slate and have a real shot to get on the field by week 1. What? And it also talks about the fact that the Cardinals could jump in on J.J. McCarthy. I've heard that quite a bit too. So, man, I got to tell you, getting a little crazy, a little cray-cray for the Cleveland Browns in their quarterback position all of a sudden. Look, I mean, I don't know what to tell you if you believed that Sanders and Watson were going to be the 2 main dudes going into the season. And Dylan, now I think there's a chance those 2 could still be there. Somebody's going. Either Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur, one of the 2. It's not going to be Watson because of the dead cap. So, and look, Sanders probably wouldn't go. Okay? Probably wouldn't go. But I would guess his representation will want him out of Cleveland. If they take Tai Simpson, my guess would be you can guarantee it. Because that wraps his chance in Cleveland. It's over. J.J. McCarthy, if they trade for him, I don't know. I don't know. To me, that's more of a bring him in and compete among all 3 kind of guy. But, again, is his representation going to want to even screw around with that? Or is he... I'm starting to see a path out of Cleveland for Sanders. Would Arizona take a look at Shedeur? That's a question, folks. You start looking around at other teams that might want to glance at Sanders. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.